It was past midnight in Cedar Grove, Ohio, a town so quiet that sirens felt out of place. That's why when police finally arrived at 1427 Willow Lane, no one understood one thing. Why hadn't anyone called for help? The house lights were on. The TV was still playing. Dinner sat untouched on the table, and the family inside had been dead for 3 days. Detective Mark Holloway noticed it immediately. No forced entry, no signs of struggle. The doors were unlocked, the windows intact. It looked less like a crime scene and more like a life that had simply stopped. The parents, Daniel and Ruth Parker, were found on the living room couch, sitting upright, eyes open. Their teenage son, Evan, was in his bedroom, headphones still on. No visible injuries, no blood. The medical examiner later confirmed the cause of death, carbon monoxide poisoning. But that didn't explain the strangest part. The carbon monoxide levels inside the house were normal when police arrived. So where had the gas gone? As detectives dug deeper, neighbors described the Parkers as quiet, polite, and private. But one neighbor mentioned something chilling. 3 nights earlier, around 2 a.m., she heard a car idling outside the Parker house for nearly an hour. She assumed it was a delivery driver. There were no delivery drivers in Cedar Grove at 2 a.m. Security footage from a nearby home showed a dark sedan parked across the street that night. No plates, tinted windows. The car left just before dawn. Inside the Parker home, detectives found a small device taped behind a bookshelf, a portable carbon monoxide generator, illegally modified to flood enclosed spaces. Someone had brought death into that house and then taken it away. The case went cold for 6 months, until a traffic stop in Indiana changed everything. A man named Eli Warren was pulled over for a broken taillight. In his trunk, police found tools that didn't match any profession: duct tubing, gas regulators, industrial masks. And one familiar device. When questioned, Eli didn't deny it. He confessed calmly. Eli Warren was a former insurance investigator who had been fired years earlier. He believed the system was corrupt, that families were overinsured and dishonest. The Parkers had unknowingly testified against him in a fraud case. They never knew his name, but he remembered theirs. Eli explained how he waited until the neighborhood slept, entered the unlocked house, installed the device, and left. He returned hours later, removed it, wiped everything down, and disappeared. No noise, no struggle. No emergency call. He called it the perfect quiet crime. At trial, the courtroom was silent as Eli described the night in detail. He showed no emotion, no regret. When asked why he chose carbon monoxide, his answer haunted everyone: because it doesn't scream. Eli Warren was sentenced to life without parole. The Parker house was eventually sold. New owners moved in. But neighbors still say that at night, when the lights are on and everything is quiet, Willow Lane feels wrong. Because some houses don't need sirens. They already know how to stay silent.